Michael Cooper was a player who knew his role and played it to the fullest. After a nice college career in New Mexico, he was drafted in the 3rd round by the Lakers in 1978, as they needed a wing defender. After barely playing his rookie year, he was an important part of the second unit of the newly formed Showtime Lakers, now that Magic was drafted in 1979. Michael was pretty versatile, as he could handle the ball and was extremely underrated as a passer, but his defense was the best part of his game, as he was often tasked with guarding the opponent's best perimeter player. He was also athletic enough to leak out in transition for his famous Coop-a-loop dunks. Even though the three-pointer was still in its infancy, Michael was one of the best three-point shooters in the league, as the Lakers' high-powered offense left him with a lot of wide-open shots, theoretically making him the first 3-and-D wing in NBA history. He was routinely in the running for Sixth Man of the Year, while being a regular on the All-Defensive team, even winning the Defensive Player of the Year award in 1986. Michael's game wasn't extremely flashy, but he always made the winning plays, as he won 5 rings during his time with the Lakers. Even after his retirement, he made his mark as a coach, working in all levels of the game. Because he was surrounded by elite talent his whole career, Michael never averaged amazing numbers, but after 30 years, his reputation as one of the best perimeter defenders in NBA history led him to finally being inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2024. Today's video will look at the extremely underrated career of Coop. Welcome to PC Hoops, and let's get down to it. Michael was born on April 15, 1956 in Los Angeles. When he was 3 years old, he cut one of his knees on a coffee can as the wound required 100 stitches to close, and doctors said he might never walk again. He recovered and went on to have a successful high school career at Pasadena High. Michael attended Pasadena City College for 2 years before transferring to New Mexico in 1976. The Lobos were a high-powered offense, but their defense was among the worst in the country, so their 19-11 record wasn't good enough to make the tournament. Despite this, Michael had a solid junior season, averaging 15 points, 5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists on 51% shooting. New Mexico improved a lot in 1977, as their offense was now the best in the nation, dropping 100 points 8 times this season. After a 4-2 start to the season, they won 16 out of their next 17 games to finish the regular season at 20-3. The Lobos won the WAC, and they faced Cal State Fullerton in the NCAA tournament. Michael averaged 16 points, 5.5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals on 49% shooting, earning first-team All-American honors. The Lobos were leading by 6 at halftime against the Titans, but their porous defense allowed 52 points in the second half, leading to them losing by 5. New Mexico shot 51% as a team, but Cal State Fullerton shot 62%. Michael had 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 assists, but he shot 6 for 15 from the floor. Michael was drafted in the 3rd round of the 1978 NBA draft by the Lakers. Of course, they had Kareem, but they also had an excellent point guard in Norm Nixon and a pair of wing scorers in Adrian Dantley and Jamal Wilkes. Coach Jerry West took Michael to the side, telling him that they already had enough scores, so he should focus on being the best defensively. He had a limited role as a rookie, only appearing in 3 games, averaging 2 points. The Lakers were still a good team, finishing 47-35 before losing to Seattle in the 2nd round. In 1976, the New Orleans Jazz wanted Gail Goodrich really badly, so the owner carelessly gave away an unprotected first-round pick to the Lakers. And now in 1979, even though they made the playoffs, they won the coin flip and the Lakers received the #1 pick, basically gifting them Magic Johnson. Michael finally got consistent minutes this season. He put up 19 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists on October 21st against Seattle, and a season-high 20 points, along with 6 rebounds and 4 assists on November 18th against Indiana. It was clear that he would never be an elite scorer, but he was making his name as a defender, recording 25 games with multiple steals and 7 games with multiple blocks. Kareem won the MVP this season, while Magic averaged 18, 7, and 7 with 2.5 steals as a rookie. In his sophomore season, Michael averaged 9 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal, as the Lakers dominated the regular season, finishing 60-22. The Lakers faced the Suns in the semifinals, but they made quick work of them, winning in 5 games as Michael provided solid defense off the bench. The Sonics were next in the conference finals, as he put up a double-double in Game 3 with 11 points, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists. The Lakers won in 5 again, advancing to the NBA Finals against Philly. This series was tied after 4 games, but Kareem put up 40 and 15, and Magic had a triple-double in Game 5 to give them a 3-2 series lead. Magic then had his first big finals moment in Game 6, filling in for an injured Kareem, but Michael made his first playoff start in this game and dropped 16 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 2 steals as the Lakers blew the Sixers out, winning the title on the road. The Lakers kept the same core to defend their title in 1980, but their repeat hopes looked bleak as Magic went down on November 18th against the Kings, suffering torn cartilage in his knee. Michael would start in his absence and show off some of his playmaking skills this season, dropping double-digit assists twice. He even flirted with a triple-double on February 17th against the Knicks, dropping 9 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, and 4 steals. He was still elite defensively, recording 3 or more steals in 19 games, including a career-high 7 steals on January 18th against the Celtics. He was also protecting the rim as he had the best shot blocking season of his career. He averaged 9.5 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 1.5 steals, and 1 block, finishing in the top 25 for MVP voting. He was also named to the second team All-Defense, his first of 8 straight selections. Despite the absence of Magic, the Lakers still finished 54-28, facing the upstart Houston Rockets in the first round. Magic actually did return to play this series, but Moses Malone put up 38 points and 23 rebounds in a Game 1 Houston win. Michael dropped 17 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 steals in a Game 2 LA win. Game 3 was a defensive battle as both teams shot under 39%, but Magic shot 2 for 14 and the Lakers shot 63% from the line, and they lost the game and got eliminated earlier than expected. LA added some solid pieces in 1981, trading for Mitch Kupchak and Bob McAdoo, and also drafting Kurt Rambis. Michael fully settled into a 6-man role this season, and he would have the best year of his career. He was scoring the ball a lot more this year, as he even had a period in late December where he averaged 26 points over a 4-game span. He also dropped his career high of 31 points on 13 of 20 shooting against the Celtics on February 7th. He would average 12 points, 3.5 rebounds, 3 assists, and 1.5 steals as the Showtime Lakers were finding their stride. Their elite offense led them to a 57-25 record, and they would run through the playoffs, sweeping both the Suns and the Spurs on their way to another NBA Finals rematch against Philly. They jumped out to a 3-1 series lead, but Andrew Toney lit them up for 31 points and 8 assists in a 30-point blowout win in Game 5. Irving and Toney combined for 59 points in Game 6, but the Lakers had 6 players scoring double figures, including 16 points, 5 assists, and 2 steals from Michael, as LA captured their second title in 3 years. Assistant Pat Riley was promoted to head coach in 1982, giving the Lakers a new identity. They were also blessed in the draft this year, as back in 1980, the Cavs gave them another unprotected first-round pick, which resulted in them getting the number 1 pick in 1982 despite winning the championship. They would select James Worthy, a super athletic forward who fit perfectly alongside Magic. Michael was his usual self, winning 12 games with 3 or more steals, as his best game was on November 3rd against Denver, when he had 22 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. The NBA created a new award for Defensive Player of the Year, and Michael was in the running to win it, but he finished 3rd behind Tree Rollins and Sidney Moncrief. He averaged 8 points, 3.5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1.5 steals. LA finished 58-24, facing the Trailblazers in the semis, getting by them in 5 games. Michael put up solid production in the conference finals against the Spurs, especially in Game 3, where he dropped 10 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, and 5 steals. The Lakers won in 6 and faced the Sixers once again in the finals, but this year would be different, as the Sixers surprisingly swept them. The Lakers traded for Sven Nader for big man depth, and they drafted Byron Scott in 1983. Since LA had so many weapons on offense, Michael was used as more of a playmaker this year. He dropped double-digit assists 10 times, including a career-high 17 dimes on December 4th against San Diego. He also found his rhythm from 3 this year, finishing second in the league with 38 makes. He averaged 9 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and 1.5 steals this season. The Lakers finished 54-28 as they easily swept Kansas City in the first round. They got by Dallas in 5 and Phoenix in 6, as they would meet the Celtics in the finals, as this would be the first installment of a bitter rivalry that basically saved the NBA. Michael dropped 11 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists as the Lakers won Game 1. He dropped 9 points on 30% shooting in Game 2, but the Celtics won by 3 in overtime despite the Lakers shooting 57%. Magic dropped a triple-double with 21 assists in Game 3, as the Lakers blew the Celtics out by 33. Boston took Game 4 on the road in OT behind 29 points and 21 rebounds from Larry Bird. He dropped 34 points and 17 rebounds on 75% shooting in Game 5 as the Celtics took a 3-2 series lead. Michael stepped up big time in Game 6, dropping 23 points, 6 rebounds, and 8 assists as the Lakers forced a Game 7. The Celtics only shot 39% in Game 7, but Cedric Maxwell came up clutch with 24, 8, and 8 as Boston took the game and the title. LA went into 1984 with essentially the same team, but they were still dominant. Michael kept his same role this year as he continued to excel, as he had a 3-game span in the beginning of January where he averaged 14 points and 12 assists. He averaged 8.5 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal this year as LA went 62-20. They only lost twice through the first 3 rounds on their way to another meeting with Boston in the finals. Game 1 was the famous Memorial Day Massacre as Boston put up 148 points on 64% shooting. Michael put up 22, 4, and 5 off the bench as the Lakers evened the series in Game 2. LA shot 56% in Game 3 to go up 2-1. The Celtics starters scored 92% of their points in Game 4 in a 2-point win. Worthy, Magic, and Kareem combined for 95 points in Game 6 to take the 3-2 lead. Michael contributed 9 points and 3 steals off the bench in Game 6 as the Lakers won and captured another title, making him a 3-time champion. The Lakers improved their defense in 1985 by trading for Maurice Lucas and drafting AC Green out of Oregon State. Michael's passing was on display again as he averaged 15 points, 14 assists, and 2 steals through the first 3 games. He was also shooting it well from behind the arc, finishing 4th in the league with 63 makes, and he even finished in the top 20 in total assists. The Showtime Lakers were in full effect as they had the best offense in the league, finishing 62-20 again. Michael averaged 9 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists, and a steal. They swept the Spurs in the first round as Coop's 3-point shooting really helped the Lakers. The Rockets stood in the way of another trip to the finals, but the Lakers really didn't have an answer for Houston's Twin Towers, and they shockingly lost in 5 games. Kareem was finally showing signs of decline in 1986. But Magic stepped up in a big way. Michael dropped double-digit assists twice and recorded 3 or more steals in 6 games. Magic won his first MVP award, while Michael won the Defensive Player of the Year award and finished 3rd for Sixth Man of the Year. Elliott was pretty much unbeatable this year, finishing 65-17. Michael averaged 10.5 points, 3 rebounds, 4.5 assists, and a steal, as the Lakers only lost 1 game in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs, facing Boston again in the finals. The Lakers bested the Celtics in 6, as Michael shot 60% from 3 in the series, winning his 4th ring. Byron Scott finally broke out in 1987, as Kareem continued to decline as he turned 40. Michael had another solid season by his standards, scoring in double figures 24 times, while still playing his elite brand of defense. He averaged 9 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and steal. The Lakers finished 62-20, easily sweeping the Spurs in the first round. The next 2 series were 7-game battles with the Jazz and Mavs, but the Lakers came out on top, facing the scrappy Pistons in the finals. Kareem was struggling this series, only averaging 13 points and 4 rebounds on 41% shooting. The series went the distance, but James Worthy came up clutch in Game 7, dropping 36 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists, and 2 steals, as the Lakers stuck out a 3-point win, giving Michael his 5th ring. With the steady decline of Kareem, AC Green and Michael Thompson would receive a lot more playing time in 1988. Magic put together another dominant season, winning his 2nd MVP, as Michael was also showing signs of decline, with his minutes going way down this year. He still provided solid defense and 3-point shooting, making 3 or more threes on 4 separate occasions. Michael averaged 7 points, 2.5 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal as the Lakers finished 57-25. They were dominating in the playoffs as well, going undefeated through the first 3 rounds, beating the Pistons again in the finals. Michael would start all 4 games of the series, and he even played the entire Game 3, dropping 15 points and 13 assists. Although all the games were close, the Pistons swept the Lakers. Kareem would retire in the offseason, but the Lakers brought in a young center from Serbia named Vlade Divac. Michael would play the lowest minutes of his career this season, as he only scored double figures in 19 games, and recorded only 1 double-double. He averaged 6.5 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal this year. But the Lakers were still a dominant team, with Magic winning another MVP. They finished 63-19, beating the Rockets in the first round, before surprisingly losing to the Suns in 5 games. Michael left the Lakers in 1990, signing with Virtus Roma in Italy, where he averaged 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals, winning the All-Star Game MVP in 1991. He officially retired after this season. After his playing career, he went on to coach in the NBA, even serving as the interim head coach for the Nuggets in 2004. He won 2 WNBA championships coaching the LA Sparks and the D-League championship in 2006 with the Albuquerque Thunderbirds. He even coached in the college ranks for a few years. Michael Cooper's perimeter defense was extremely elite, but he was way more than just a defender. He had the versatility to run the offense, and he was a great 3-point shooter in an era still dominated by big men. He was the perfect complementary piece for the Showtime Lakers, as he was a mainstay on the all-defensive team, even picking up a Defensive Player of the Year award. But his contributions would go under the radar for over 30 years, as he was tied with Norm Van Leer for the most career all-defensive selections by a non-Hall of Famer. That was until 2024, when he finally got the call that he would be inducted. And on top of that, the Lakers retired his number 21 jersey on January 13, 2025. Without Cooper's defensive contributions, the Showtime Lakers wouldn't have been as successful as they were. And although he didn't put up crazy numbers in the box score, a lot of elite players in that era can vouch for Cooper's elite defense. Thank you guys. I really appreciate you guys for all the support. His stats never jumped out. Like Larry Bird called him like the best perimeter defender he ever played against. Like a lot of the guys in that era, I mean, even though Andrew Toney lit him up, Andrew Toney was different, but Michael Cooper was still a great defender. Very underrated guy. Happy he made the Hall of Fame though. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed. That subscribe if you're new to the channel. Don't forget to turn on my post notifications if you haven't already. Thank you. Please be safe. Stay on the grind. I'm out. Peace.